So, a lot of you requested for the suya spice recipe, and I thought to oblige you and also show you how to make suya at home. Without wasting any more time, let's get cooking. The ingredients we're going to be needing to make the suya spice first and most importantly, is the kuli kuli, and I'm using this brand Magic Heaven kuli kuli because firstly, the crunch of this one is really nice, and this is well flavored, so it elevates the flavor of the suya spice. Next, we're going to be using some cayenne pepper, and I have the powdered one, and I also have chili flakes. Now, if you don't have this, you simply just buy dried pepper. You know the pepper that they use for agoin sauce? That's the pepper that you would need. So I'm going to be combining these two. Then I have here ehuru, also known as calabash nutmeg. I also have here some cloves, ginger powder, garlic powder. I have rosemary, right? Please take note of every single ingredient that we're using for this suya spice. I'm going to be using some curry powder, Gino curry, of course. And for seasoning, I'm going to be using Gino pepper chicken. So all of this is going to come together to make our suya spice. The first thing that's going to go in is our kuli kuli, of course. Then normally some people actually roast this if it is not dry enough, but you want to be careful when you're roasting it so that you don't burn it and then it makes the soya spice bitter. So the rosemary goes in. There I have the kuli kuli. I also have the cloves, the rosemary, and the ehuru. That's the calabash nutmeg. I'm about to go in with the chili there. Now you decide how spicy you want your soya pepper to be, okay? For those of you that don't know, the kuli kuli is actually like, I would say, the primary ingredients when you're making soya spice. So honestly, you want to get like really good quality. Now we're going to blend. If you don't have a spice blender, you can actually use a regular blender, and then you're going to sieve through, the spices when you're done blending it. If you don't have either of those, you can actually use mortar and pestle. It's a bit of work, it's a bit of an arm workout, but any which way he's going. So this is where we're at. Now I'm going to transfer this into a bowl and continue the rest of the mixing. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into, this isn't exactly a cheesecloth, but I just want to sieve my spice because I want it to be very smooth. Okay, so this, what we have here, remember, it is the kuli kuli, the cloves, the ehuru, and the chili flakes. So now we're going to go in with the rest of the spices. So I'm going to go in with the dried cayenne pepper. I'm going to go in with my ginger powder, in with my cumin. Please note, make sure that when you're using cumin, don't put too much, very little, because the flavor is very overpowering. And it's optional, you can skip it. I'm also going to go in with my onion powder. This you want a lot of. And with my Gino curry, you also don't want so much of this. Just go in with my Gino peppered chicken. You know, the wonderful thing about making suya spice at home is you can make it exactly to your specification, the way you want it. If you want little, go in with just a cube or two. Now that all of that is in, we're going to mix it all together. Because I used a small spice blender, obviously I did another batch, which is why the quantity is more, right? So I want to quickly talk to you about the ratio of kuli kuli to all the other spices. This is, like I said, the primary ingredient for your suya spice. So you're actually going to be using 60% of kuli kuli and 40% of every other thing. So what is in here is 60% kuli kuli, and then 40% is a combination of the cloves, the ehuru, the chili flakes, the cayenne pepper, the cumin, the paprika, the seasoning cubes. like the onion powder, garlic powder, ginger powder, that is 40%.